Hello, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, but you can call me Pajama Grandma. In case we haven't met yet, go ahead and put hashtag pajama in the comments below. That way I know it's the first time that you're seeing my face or hearing my voice, and I have an opportunity to say hello and get to know you. I love social media, but what I don't like about it is that so many people are just running around, not really connecting with other people. They're just watching from the outside other people's lives and then feeling bad about their own lives because they're not as good. They're forgetting that it's just the highlight reel generally that people show online. And so I like to make sure I connect and that people know that I'm a real person and I want to get to know them as a real person as well. Anyway, today is day 176 of the Daily Scare Share. I am doing one thing a day this year that scares me or stretches my comfort zone from a little book called Do One Thing a Day That Scares You. Just a book I found up at the cabin one day, actually 4 years ago now in 2014. When I was up at the cabin, a friend of mine and I had just started in a network marketing business. Yeah, I know, really, MLM. And we were kind of scared and nervous to stretch our comfort zones. And to be honest, as I look back now, the things they were teaching us and how they were teaching us to share that amazing opportunity, because it's a great company, it's still around today, and the way they were teaching us to do it and share it is just so wrong. Like almost every other not internet marketing, but network marketing company or MLM out there, they're teaching people how to do it wrong. And then they're wondering why the vast majority of people aren't successful and why network marketing has such a bad reputation. It doesn't have to be that way. And if I were on that soapbox, I would be out to change it. But it's not. That's not my calling. I love the industry from a personal growth, personal development, anything is possible, you can achieve anything you want standpoint, but I don't like a couple of the things about it in terms of the way they teach you how to run that business. It's not a sustainable model. It's not a good way to teach people how to do something for themselves and for their lives. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, today is another one of those blank line days. So I went ahead and I filled it out based on something I was thinking about and something I was exposed to again yesterday. And all it has is today I, and then blank lines. Now, those I whined about a lot in the past 175 days because they made me really nervous. And so I would look for a book or a card or a saying from some sayings I got from my grandfather or something to trigger my thinking about what could I do with respect to those blank lines to stretch my comfort zone. But now that we're 176 days into it, I'm getting a little better at really looking at it as an opportunity to say, okay, well, what is it that I want most to do to stretch my comfort zone? What do I, if I'm being honest, what is the thing I've been putting off that I really need to do to stretch my comfort zone? And I got a couple. I've got a couple biggies, which I'm not going to share here because I'm not comfortable enough yet. But today I wrote down that I am going to write down and sit down and do this as an exercise because I don't know that I've ever done it. I've done some visioning exercises where I talked about the things I wanted from a material standpoint and some of the things that I wanted to achieve, but I never sat down and I did the exercise of writing out who am I and who do I need to become to achieve the absolute ultimate end result of what I want to achieve in my lifetime. I've never done it from that perspective of who do I have to be to make that happen? Because it isn't who I am right now, pajama grandma in my bathrobe, in my living room with cats crawling all around me. That is not the ultimate persona and person that I am or have to become. And we're always becoming, right? We're always learning, we're always growing, we're always having new experiences. Everything is changing around us all the time. We're having new reactions, new feelings, and we have to decide who it is that we want to be and become in order to make our ultimate goals happen. And so I'm going to actually sit down and write my vision from that perspective. Who do I need to be and become? And from the perspective of who am I to achieve that ultimate goal? How do I want to change the world? And who do I have to be in order to change the world the way I want to change it? Because if I were already there, I would already be that person, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm actually going to take that twist on thinking about the future and how I want my life to be, and instead of just how I want things around me to be and my environment and things like that. I've got that mapped out in massive detail, but it's like, okay, well, who do I have to become? Who do I have to be? What person do I have to be? What characteristics, what values, what beliefs is the biggest one? What beliefs do I have to have in order to be that person who has that ultimate vision as my life and my reality? And actually, I know Napoleon Hill talked about this in Think and Grow Rich, but he and Wallace Wattles in the science, is it The Science of Getting Rich? I think it might be The Science of Getting Rich. But I know I've been exposed to this concept many times before, but I always did it from the vision of another person, and I never did it in the way of looking at it as who do I have to become in order to make that happen. So I'm going to thank Sam Ovens for that, because he's the one that finally clicked the switch for me to open myself up to say, oh yeah, I need to do that exercise. So that's what I'm going to commit to do today as my do one thing a day that scares me blank lines, because it is kind of scary. It's kind of scary to know that we actually have the ability to write out on a piece of paper in our own hand exactly who we want to become and how we want our life to look. So I challenge you to do that today too. Sit down and write down exactly who you need to become and who you are becoming, the ultimate person to achieve whatever it is you want in your life. That's it. Go out, make it an awesome day. I will see you tomorrow for another Daily Scare Share. Don't be scared. Bye.